Music's biggest night is less than a week away now. The 67th annual Grammy Awards will return to Crypto.com Arena this Sunday, and Trevor Noah returns as Master of Ceremonies. We're joined now live by one of the award-winning producers of the show, Ben Winston. Welcome.
Thank you. So lovely to be here. Thanks for having me.
Lovely to have you. I know you're a busy man these days. For 66 years, the Grammys have celebrated and honored the best in music, but this year it's a really special year, especially for us here in Southern California, because the focus is on giving back. So tell us what we can expect.
Well, firstly, I think it's going to be a really great night. I think it will be an emotional one and a powerful one too, because 4 weeks on from the start of the fires, we're definitely aware of the feeling in Los Angeles. But you know what? Of course, we're going to be fundraising on the night, and that couldn't be more important. We have 3 charities we're going to be supporting, but we're also going to be celebrating this great city of Los Angeles, because I don't know about you, but the feeling that I've had over this past 4 weeks of how people have come together in such a profound way, that's going to be really reflected in the show, as well as celebrating our first responders and listening to some really great music too.
Yeah, it is such a challenge, isn't it? Because it's a somber time for a lot of people. But like you said, the community of Los Angeles has been so amazing. The first responders have been incredible. So there is a lot to celebrate.
Yeah, and you guys have as well too. I mean, I literally was glued to Cake Out for the last 4 weeks, and when we're evacuated, you know, you just hope Mike Rogers is going to come on and give you another update of everything, because I've become a super fan of you and your channel, and you've got us through a lot. So I want to thank you guys for everything you've done over this past month, because it's really been phenomenal. But look, when something like this happens, I don't think, apart from the news and Cake Out, you don't really turn to television or box sets or DVDs. You definitely don't go to watch a movie or a TV show or listen to a podcast. You listen to music, and music gets you through the highest points in your life and also the lowest. So actually, the Grammys and reflecting on this last year's music and bringing people together in a positive way, also using our platform for real good that I think we can do, could be a really powerful, important evening on Sunday, and I'm looking forward to just that.
That is so true, and it becomes so memorable. You remember the songs you heard during that time, and you remember, you know, it takes you back to certain areas and places and times. Okay, let's talk about Trevor Noah, because he's coming back as Master of Ceremonies for the 5th time now. What makes him such a great host?
Well, firstly, he can cope with me talking in his ear for the full 3.5 hours, which I think for anybody is a real achievement. Trevor's so smart. He's so intelligent. He gets the emotion exactly right of what we need. I think, as you said earlier, this is a high wire act in a way, getting the tone of this show right. Trevor will be able to do that. Super smart, and also just really funny. And I think that that's something that people really need right now. And I think we shouldn't be afraid of bringing a bit of joy and levity to people's lives right now. Yeah, I've worked with Trevor now. I took over this show 5 years ago with Raj Kapoor and Jesse Collins. And Trevor was our host that we wanted that first year, and 5 years in, I wouldn't let him not do it. So yeah, I'm excited to be back working with him again.
Yeah, he is so great and so funny. What about you? What's your favorite part of producing this show, and what's the hardest part of producing this show?
My favorite part is the end, no question. Because, you know, the way I think about it is you actually can't do a huge amount of prep on this show until sort of November, because the nominations don't come out until November. So no artist wants to hear from you until they know that they're nominated, right? So you essentially have, then it's Thanksgiving, then you have December, but for 2 weeks over Christmas and New Year, no one wants to hear from you. Then you come back in January. And then, of course, with what happened in our city, no one's talking to you until that's dealt with as well. So I think that the way I look at it is it's 2 months of like trying to get up a mountain, and then come 5 o'clock on Sunday, you jump off that cliff edge and you just hope the parachute opens and you fly and you don't smack yourself straight in the face on the way down. Look, working with these artists, a dream come true. Truly it is. I get to work with some of my absolute music heroes, and that will never get old. But the stress of this show, 3.5 hours live TV, 25 performers, 3,000 people running around backstage, it is definitely a stressful evening for me, and I'm most happy when it's done.
No pressure at all, but we know you'll pull it off flawlessly. And of course, this year's show is jam-packed with incredible performances. So let's talk about some of those and some of the collaborations and the tributes we expect.
Absolutely. Well, firstly, LA is going to be at the heart of it. That's a big part of, especially Act 1, is celebrating Los Angeles, and I'm excited about what we've got planned for that. There's artists that we've announced like Billie Eilish and Chappell Roan and Charlie XCX and so many brilliant artists like that. There's a lot of artists that I'm not allowed to announce yet. I'm not sure why that is, but I'm not. I think that's because they all want to be a surprise. I sometimes worry it's because they still want to hedge their bets and see if they want to pull out or not. But my hope is that it's just because they like to be a surprise. But I can promise the audience at KCAL that they're going to be in for a real treat and a night of entertainment. And the biggest music stars of today and years gone by there performing for them. And so I think it's going to be a really special, impactful night.
Okay, we couldn't crack you. We couldn't break you.
No,
Well, we are looking so forward to it, and it will be such a welcome moment of levity and celebration. So thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck. Break a leg.
Thanks so much for having me.
All right, and the 67th Annual Grammy Awards airs this Sunday live on CBS Los Angeles and streaming on Paramount Plus.